So, Gina McCarthy, thanks so much for coming and discussing with us about the role of health in the climate change debate. And as you know, we are now, after Paris, we are now trying to fill with life and with policies the agreements that each country had committed to keep the temperature below 1.5 even degrees. But as we know, there's a long road and many countries have not fulfilled their commitments so far. And so it's a roadmap which needs to be driven, which needs to be pushed. And the idea that we together had is that health could help here to motivate policymakers and to motivate citizens to change policies and to change and to implement them. So what is, from your angle, why do you think that health has anything important to do in this thrive to go towards 1.5 degrees?
Well, Rainer, first of all, I'm so excited to be here because I think it's really important for people to understand the immediate need to take action on climate change. That's number one. And secondly, I want everybody in the U.S. and beyond to know that the United States is still in. We are still moving forward. And we are on, actually, not a bad trajectory. And we're still not out of Paris. That's where I am today, and I'm sticking to it no matter what. And I think the important thing that we've been trying to communicate has been very challenging because climate is a long-term issue. It looks at many years of trends to understand what's happening with the climate and what is causing the increase in the temperature that is getting so dramatic these days. And I feel very confident that the science is very clear given the IPCC work and the consensus among the vast majority of scientists. But the challenge then becomes, how do you take this science and make it personal for people? People don't act if it's just about some future consequence. We're human beings. We're fallible. We react to what's right in front of us, what we can see and taste. And climate's very challenging. So I have been working at many levels of government here in the United States and a couple of different states as their head environmental policy person, and for President Obama over the last 8 years, first in their Air and Climate Office, but then working with him directly as the administrator of US EPA to craft policies and actions that we can move forward to show the commitment of the United States to address climate change. And I think the challenge that we face is that it's not only very difficult to see and taste and understand, but the issue of climate goes beyond political horizons. It's about asking people to pay attention to something that may benefit a future generation. But we have waited so long to act on climate, that's no longer a problem. As President Obama said, this is the first generation to feel the impacts of climate change and the last generation to do something about it. So we can see it, but we need to continue to make it personal. And what we've failed to do is to explain that climate change isn't about just some future problem, some problems with national security, which it is in the economic challenges we face, but it really is about your public health.
So the term health is the human face of climate change is what you're saying. It's not only a slogan.
Yeah.